Sunday, aka back day, aka freaking back day. So, what do I want to do for back? I'm not exactly certain. I know I'm going to do a machine row at this gym that I like, and then probably just a bunch of single arm lat pull downs, And then the order, I don't know. I feel like I always do lats first. Maybe not even for like a super specific reason. I kind of just feel like if my lats are already kind of like pre-fatigued, then by the time I move on to a rowing movement, it might be easier to, bias more mid-back, mid-traps, Terry's major, rhomboid style stuff like that. But, I'll see. I'll freaking see. Really, I just kind of have to get in there and see how I feel. Like once you've done enough lifts, once you've gone in and you've done so, however many back days or however many chest days, right? And you've done so many different ones, it's, you can kind of start off with anything, I wouldn't mind starting off with pull downs. I wouldn't mind starting off with rows. I wouldn't mind starting off with, well, I guess I probably wouldn't want to start off with pullovers. I feel like for me, I like doing those a little bit later in the lift. But, there's no specific exercise order which is going to give you some wide-ass lats. As long as you do your hard sets, get a full back pump and, really stimulate the muscle, either with some really heavy sets or some lighter squeezing sets. Not that you shouldn't squeeze when you do a heavy weight, but you get what I'm trying to say. Then, I think you're good. Just go hard. But, in that same sense, as you try different lifts, maybe for you, when you do rows first and then you move on to pull downs, you don't really get that insane of a pump. But for whatever reason, if you do pull downs first and then you do rows, your back fucking inflates and it feels like you can barely even move your arms, I guess backwards, whatever I'm trying to say there. So by doing new stuff, you'll kind of be able to see what works. And not only just, long term. Obviously, if you do something for a while and you see progress, then clearly it's doing something for you. But short term, I think I judge my workouts based on a kind of a variety of factors, but however good the pump was, that's up there. That's maybe 40% of my grading scale. And then the rest might be, I don't know, maybe 10% strength, 20% subjective feeling, and I don't know what the other 30% is. Subconscious, unknowable factors. But, as long as all those kind of add up to me sitting in the car at the end of the lift and saying, all right, that was good, then, what else can I ask for? And after back is done, I'll get some rear delts. But like I was saying yesterday, I think shoulders are going to get taken out of the routine. They're just kind of fucking overdeveloped. Not that I think that's, inherently a bad thing. Of course I want all my muscles to grow like weeds, right? Uncontrollably. But, it's got to be in proportion. You want everything to look good with everything else. So I'll probably do side delts and rear delts with my chest and back days for maybe another week. And then I think I'll probably bump it down. I don't know what my weight was at this morning. I don't have a scale at my house. But tomorrow I'll be able to have an update. I foresee, probably like 247, 248, something along those lines. Probably only 2-3 more weeks, and then we'll be locked in at a, 250. Now this is morning weight after going to the bathroom. To weigh yourself at any other time during the day is just kind of stupid. If you weigh yourself, I mean, my weight could fluctuate, honestly, probably close to 8 or, well, probably not 10 pounds. But I could wake up in the morning kind of dehydrated. Let's say I didn't drink a lot of water the day before. I could wake up kind of light. And then, if I've got a fucking full belly of food, plus, I drank a ton of water and now I'm fully hydrated at the end of the day, then I could step on the scale, 10 pounds heavier. So your weight midday, honestly, just weighing yourself at any time of the day, except for in the morning after you go to the bathroom, when you're fasted, right? That's the most consistent way to check your weight. So if you're, I see it every day. People going to the gym post workout, and I'm not talking about morning cardio either. I mean, just after hitting chest or whatever their lift was, and they get on the scale. That weight could just fluctuate by pounds, multiple fucking pounds, day by day, more than it would if you just weigh yourself in the morning. So, again, best method would be to kind of have your own scale in the bathroom so you can keep track of that shit for yourself. But, yeah. I feel like I was about to say something else, but now I forget. So, let's just fucking get in there and see what this first movement's going to be. Honestly, I don't really think I'll even do more than... Well, I'll have to see how many sets, but I think this new kind of style that I'm going for... I think I'm probably prone to usually call the lift at about 5-ish sets. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depending on the day. But I think that's the style that... Or not I think... That's the style that I'm going to be sticking with for a considerable chunk of time. Unless, for some reason, I somehow decide, okay, this is stupid. But, whatever. Let's get in there. Let's get started. I busted out a little bit of calves at the end. I almost forgot that I didn't do them yesterday. But what I really did was, as I was beginning to... not walk out, but when I was getting my bag and stuff together, I'm like, wait a second, my calves aren't sore. My calves are not sore right now. And you gotta think, what I'm doing by hitting calves is preventing myself in the future from being able to say, oh crap, I wish my calves were bigger. You get what I'm saying? I can almost guarantee, well, I guess if you don't care, then whatever, but for the most part, if you want bigger calves, you can blame genetics, right? You can blame your freaking genetics, or, you can have an objective view of reality, and you can blame yourself, right? Because the only person controlling whether or not you do calves is, well, guess who? Guess freaking who that is, man. Ooh, I think you know. But solid calf pump. Just did 5 sets on the machine leg press. I would have done the actual normal, seated calf raise, but honestly, I don't really love that one. It's kind of the foot stand, or the platform, whatever. It's at a little bit of an angle, so I just don't really love it. Calf raises on a leg press, I think it feels pretty good, man. Plus, then you can load up a pretty serious amount of weight. Just like anything else. Like I've been saying this whole freaking lift. Light squeezing sets, I like them. But heavy hard sets, I like those too. And honestly, I think those are going to be more paramount to gains than your real light squeezing sets. I don't know if there's ever been an absolutely freaky chest built purely off of, moderate weight cable flies. I don't think there has ever been a pair of legs that were, extremely freaky, that were not built without some heavy pressing. I don't think there were any biceps that are really fucking astounding that weren't built by at least a couple of really heavy sets of curls. But then again, those light squeezing sets are going to come into play too. So I'm kind of under the impression that an even mix is going to be good for you. Even freaking mix is going to be good for you. So plan when I get back to the house is just eat. Breakfast this morning was a ribeye with a bowl of cereal, 4 servings worth of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, as well as 3 cups of milk. Loved it. Took a nap right after, of course. Fucking, had to sleep it off just a touch. And then, just a bunch of other random goods and treats as the day progressed. I don't know what I'll eat when I get home. I'll probably make some kind of something, and it is going to be coupled with The Sopranos. I finally fucking started it. I've known for years that it's a good show, but I've kind of been, I don't know, putting it off. I've just been rewatching. Oh, I don't know. Is it weird to have rewatched Breaking Bad 5 times? Is that too many? It doesn't feel like it to me. I'm just kind of curious about your thoughts. But Breaking Bad is sick. Better Call Saul, love it. I'll probably watch that or rewatch that just as many times. But yeah, finally changing it up. So now, if somebody bumps into me, instead of saying, "Hey dude, hey, watch out, what are you doing?" I'm just gonna be like, "Oh, what are you doing?" Some shit like that. I'm sure I'll catch on to some kind of Sopranos lingo as time progresses. But other than that, man, nothing is fucking changing. Right? The gears are turning, and we're depositing little bits of protein and contractile tissue on my frame every day. Well, I guess every night, You're not going to build muscle in the gym, right? You're actually kind of compromising your muscle and breaking it down in the gym. It's going to actually get deposited onto your frame and kind of rebuilt stronger when you go to bed and sleep. That was not, I don't know why I was stopping at that light for so long, right? You train hard, you stimulate the muscle, then you got to go home and recover it. You got to freaking go home and recover it. But yeah, day in, day out, wake up, do the cardio, do whatever other random ass outside responsibilities I have to do. Pre-workout, gym, post-workout meal, and probably a couple of more meals, and go to bed and repeat it. The less, I want to say, extenuating circumstances that are going to get in the way of that routine, the better. And then, honestly, kind of the more comfortable you can get with something like that, the better. Even when, let's just kind of reference sports. Even when you used to play this and that or whatever, you used to, I don't know what you did. You probably played football or something. You went to practice a couple times a week, had a couple two-a-days, but I think you kind of have to realize that consistency is going to take you pretty far when it comes to, any kind of training. But of course, if I'm talking about shit, it's going to be about weight training. But you got to think, what else is there that you do every day and you put hours of time into it and, legit effort and mental thought processes and how to improve it. If you have something like that where on a daily basis, or at least near daily, you can actually go into a certain space or whatever, have a certain mentality, really kind of be thinking, okay, I want to improve this. I want to make changes to this. I want to make sure I really push myself here. To practice something on a daily basis for long enough, dude, you're just going to become a fucking legend. But also, you kind of have to couple that with the fact that, you kind of have to be a little bit of a nutcase, right? I think about this a lot, I do. When you guys talk to me about, or when you comment, how the fuck can he talk about lifting for so long? How does he not run out of shit to talk about? If you talk to a dude whose parents took him to a go-kart track every day for 2 hours a day, and the number one thing that he thought about in his mind was go-karting, I think he would have a fucking million things to say about it. He'd be so you want to understeer and essentially you just want to sneak into a drift or else you're going to spin out of it. If you do something for long enough, you'll just kind of get a certain, I don't want to say level of expertise, but I guess I kind of do, so I could fucking go on for hours. Anytime I'm, post-workout, if I'm talking to somebody and we kind of, instead of just shooting random shit about day-to-day stuff, if we start talking about training, I could sit, not even sit, I could just stand in the corner at the gym with somebody, oh, well, what do you like doing for chest? Like, I like that kind of machine, but really I don't love the contraction just because it puts a little bit too much stress on my wrists, or it could just go on and on. There's a plethora of fucking shit to be talked about training wise, at least in a bodybuilding context. So I do not have to worry about running out of shit to say. But solid lift, rear delt's done, calves pumped, lats not burning, but I can definitely tell they've been worked. So right now I'm in a compromised state. I fucking burned a ton of muscular glycogen. I'm ready to eat. So home, food, and oh my god. I was about to say I'm gonna sleep like a baby, but I have a thermodynamics 2 exam tomorrow. Oh my goodness. Do you happen to know anything about gas cycles and or about refrigeration cycles and gas mixtures? Leave it in the comments down below. Leave a comment, a couple of formulas that you think are going to help me out on this exam. I'll be so grateful. But tomorrow's going to be an arm day, plus forearms. Perfect. All I got to do is get my other school responsibility shit out of the way and take the pre and get in there to see just how big around my arms can get when they're pumped. I will try my best not to forget to bring a tape measure so we can see unpumped and pumped just how the size of these future pythons will be. If I can make a prediction, unpumped, I'm pretty certain they're floating around 19, maybe 19 and a quarter. Maybe 19 and a quarter, but really I'm thinking about 19. And pumped, well, hey man, if it's a good pump, I think I could get into the 20 range, but I'm really not sure. I am really not freaking sure. So something to look forward to tomorrow, apart from just normal training. A little bit of a check-in. But yeah, man, that's it. I'll freaking see you next time.